Today on Sports Central, we'll be covering a college football game preview and prediction on the Week 0 matchup between Hawaii and UCLA, and this is going to be a big one coming up here this weekend in Week 0. We got Hawaii on one side, who is actually a pretty talented team. They had a good 2020 season at 5-4 overall, and they were quietly one of the better teams in the Mountain West Conference last year. As for UCLA, they were a background team in the Pac-12 last season. Overall, they were not a big standout team, but this is definitely a Bruin team that I could see being a dark horse contender in the Pac-12 this upcoming season. So that being said, should be an interesting matchup here with Hawaii and UCLA. We'll be going over a full preview of this matchup in this video here today. We're going to go and get started. Once again, this matchup will be Week 0. So Saturday, August 28th is when this matchup will be. One of two big matchups this upcoming weekend in Week 0. So, of course, it's going to be in Pasadena. So UCLA is the home team here. 12:30 Pacific time, PM Pacific time, is when this game is going to be. That's also 3:30 Eastern time. Line currently has UCLA significantly. 18 points is the current spread on this matchup, with UCLA being heavily favored. Over/under is 69, and the ESPN FPI's got UCLA 90.7%. So UCLA is heavily favored in this matchup, which really, I mean, it's kind of surprising seeing UCLA favored as much as they are. I mean, this Hawaii team is obviously losing a lot this off season, and they're not going to be as good in this 2021 season as they were in 2020. But still, I mean, I would not favor UCLA as much as especially the ESPN FPI is favoring the Bruins here, because I think Hawaii definitely could hang around in this matchup. It's just a matter of how this team looks offensively, especially because, I mean, Hawaii is a team that lost once again a lot of talent this past off season. Series history, UCLA leads at 3-0. So these two teams have not played a whole lot. Win streak is UCLA by 3. Last game is in 2017. So this UCLA team did win the last matchup here in 2017. Looking at your stat comparison heading into this matchup, these are your 2020 final stats. Hawaii had 29 points per game last season, 26 points allowed. They had 243 pass yards a game. So this is a heavy passing offense. They also had 115 rush yards a game. As for yards allowed, 217 passing, 164 rushing. So once again, Hawaii last season was a pretty good team, but overall this team was pretty underestimated, I think, for the majority of 2020. I mean, once again, their record was 5-4, but they were one of the better teams in the Mountain West last season. UCLA had 31 points per game, 30 points allowed. So overall, pretty close ratio there. They had 224 pass yards a game, 230 rush yards a game. So heavy rushing offense was UCLA last season. And then with yards allowed, they had 214 passing and then 173 rushing. So once again, though, UCLA, this is a team that I think with Dorian Thompson-Robinson should be just fine this upcoming season. I like DTR quite a bit. I definitely think he's an underrated quarterback, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he does with this UCLA team this upcoming season. I mean, he's got enough experience to definitely lead a team to a good season, and I think he's definitely a player to watch out for in the future, especially coming up here in 2021. Looking at some key points for this matchup, of course, you got Hawaii once again is 5-4. UCLA is 3-4, or was 3-4 last season. Hawaii was impressive last season, though. Do not sleep on that team. In this team, even going to this matchup here, I think Hawaii is definitely a team that I like quite a bit. I mean, Hawaii is obviously a talented team, but once again, the main problem for this Hawaii team is how much they lost over the course of this past off season. I mean, both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, took big hits based off of losses. So that's the main reason why I think Hawaii won't be quite as good in 2021 versus 2020, but still, there's enough talent on this Hawaii team for them to be a contender, at least in this matchup. So yeah, that being said, they should not be overlooked by anyone, but still, Hawaii did lose quite a bit this past off season. UCLA, potential Pac-12 dark horse this upcoming season. I definitely think they've got some great returning production. They got their quarterback coming back. Receiving core looks pretty good. But once again, DTR is the main storyline for this UCLA team. Plenty of talent in this UCLA team heading into next season, or this season now, and it definitely is a crucial game if UCLA is going to be good this upcoming season. I mean, if you're going to get up to 8 to 9 wins this upcoming season, you got to beat Hawaii. And really, I mean, I think this game is going to really show how this Bruin team will be this upcoming season. I mean, if it's a closer matchup, which it very well could be, we could see UCLA potentially be a bowl team. But I mean, if UCLA does blow out Hawaii here, that's definitely a huge win and a great look to start off the season. So yeah, once again, UCLA is definitely a favorite in this matchup. But Hawaii definitely, I mean, if you're a UCLA fan, I mean, it's safe to expect that UCLA will win this matchup, but definitely be a little bit cautious heading into this matchup. I think Hawaii, once again, they're not anywhere near as talented of a team in 2021 versus 2020, but still, I mean, it could be a sneaky matchup. But that being said, I'm still going with UCLA in this matchup. 34-17 is going to be my prediction for the final score. So I think that UCLA does double up Hawaii here in this matchup. I mean, even from the start, I think UCLA is going to be the best team in this matchup. Halftime score is going to be 24-3. So I do expect UCLA to come out really strong in the first couple of quarters. And I think that UCLA takes a 24-3 lead at the half. I think in the second half, things are a bit slower. Hawaii does score a couple of touchdowns, and UCLA scores another 10 points to end up winning this game 34-17. But I think UCLA kind of coasts with their halftime lead there, 24-3. I just think Hawaii, once again, with all the losses, it could be a weird and bumpy first half for this Hawaii team. So I think we do see UCLA come out to a fast lead, and they're going to get the win. Probability 70% towards the Bruins, so I am pretty confident that we will see UCLA win this matchup. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this matchup. I appreciate you guys all watching. Stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. I'll see you guys later.